Silent breakthrough, a lesson on faith. Faith is not merely believing that God can do something. It is acting as though he already has the answer before you see the evidence. One of the greatest demonstrations of this truth is found in the story of the woman with the issue of blood. For 12 long years, she suffered silently. She had spent everything she owned in search of healing. She consulted physicians, exhausted every available option, and watched her hopes fade with every passing day. Her condition did not only weaken her body, it isolated her from society and stripped her of dignity. Yet despite years of disappointment, she refused to surrender her faith. Then she heard about Jesus. She did not ask for an introduction. She did not seek public recognition. She made a simple but powerful decision. If I can only touch the hem of his garment, I shall be made whole. Those words reveal the true nature of faith. Faith is confidence in God's power before the miracle becomes visible. It sees what others cannot see and believes what circumstances cannot explain. The crowd around Jesus was enormous. People pressed against him from every direction. To many, the crowd was an obstacle. To this woman, it became a test of determination. She refused to let people, pain, shame, or impossibility stop her from reaching the one who could change her life. She stretched out her hand and touched the edge of his garment. Immediately, the flow of blood ceased. 12 years of suffering ended in a single moment because faith connected her to the power of Christ. Jesus stopped and asked, "Who touched me?" The disciples were confused because everyone was pressing against him. But there was a difference between the touch of the crowd and the touch of faith. Many touched Jesus physically, but only one touched him spiritually. When the woman came forward trembling, expecting condemnation, Jesus gave her something greater than healing. He called her daughter. Then he declared, "Your faith has made you well. Go in peace." This story teaches us that miracles are not produced by desperation alone. They are released through faith. There are important lessons every believer should learn. First, stop looking for sympathy when God is calling you to seek his solution. People may understand your pain, but only God can transform your situation. Second, do not allow pride to stand in the way of your breakthrough. Sometimes faith requires humility. It requires laying aside appearances and coming honestly before God. Third, give your faith a clear direction. The woman did not simply wish for healing. She focused on one act of faith, touching the hem of Jesus' garment. Likewise, be specific in your prayers and trust God for definite answers. Fourth, never allow the crowd to determine your destiny. The crowd represents fear, doubt, criticism, delays, and every obstacle that tries to separate you from God's promises. Push through them. Faith keeps moving even when the way seems impossible. Finally, remember that your condition is not your identity. The woman was known by her problem for 12 years, but Jesus identified her by her relationship with him. You are not defined by your struggle. You are defined by God's purpose for your life. No matter how long your battle has lasted, God's power is greater than the duration of your pain. One touch of his grace can accomplish what years of human effort could not. Today, ask yourself, what is the hem of his garment that God is asking me to reach for? What step of faith must I take? Because every genuine breakthrough begins when faith reaches beyond fear and lays hold of God's promise. May your faith rise above your circumstances, and may your silent season become the testimony that glorifies God.